Three-time Super Bowl champ Matt Chatham, Sammy P, as we break down the Patriots and the Texans. First of all, I can't believe we're in Week 5, Matt. That's number one. Number two, the point spread, the Pats -9 on the road in Houston. How the hell do the Texans keep this thing close?
As much as how they keep it close, Sammy, I don't know how they came up with that number. It's terrifying to me. God bless Vegas for being able to pull this stuff off. But in a week like this, where there's so much uncertainty with both groups, really, the David Mills-led group has been vastly different than the Taylor version before that. And the Patriots come into the game possibly, as we sit here today, missing 4 of 5 offensive linemen. I mean, I guess to your point of how they keep it close, they hope it stays that way, right? I mean, we're still talking about, even, despite all the good feelings and good carry away, I guess, from last week against the Bucs, it still is an offense that only scored 17 points. So their high water mark this year is 25 points on the road against the Jets. So the best thing they can hope for is that they kind of stay par for what they've been and maybe even draw back a little bit. And then if you've got this Patriots team scoring in the mid-teens, maybe get lucky on a special teams return or something.
Doesn't sound like you're very confident, but you don't have to cover. You just have to win if you're the Patriots. You are Mr. Under, Captain Under. You've been saying it, banging the drum all year. Take the under until proven otherwise. 4 games, 4 unders, and our number now in this game, 39.5. Do you have the stones to go over?
Not against this particular team. I mean, it's a layup, Sammy. I don't understand, honestly. Again, it's not me running the numbers, the analytics from historicals here where they come up with that. But the big question here for me would be, that moment where it's time to get on the other side of it. You're going to need more certainty, and I think these are 2 teams that, especially looking back, roll back the last couple of weeks for the Texans, they've been shut out and they've scored 9 points. Okay, put that aside for a second. The Patriots themselves, again, with a Bucs team, the defense was very vulnerable, and to get them a nice home situation, only puts up 17. So I think ultimately we have sort of a witch's brew here of 2 teams that struggle to put it up. So now, granted, if Vegas had come back at us with like a 34.5 or a 36 or something, just daring you to finally take that leap, we'd be having a slightly different conversation, or maybe just staying away from over-under bets this week. But man, ticking up against 40, I have a really hard time figuring out which of these 2 offenses gets to 25 to make the other half of it terrifying. And as I see it, neither. This could very easily be another game where we total out right around 30.
You wouldn't be surprised though how many people look up at the board on a Sunday and go, wow, that's a low number. Let's go over. You got to pay attention to what's going on. All right, I found this prop at DraftKings. Team touchdowns for the Texans. They have a number on this. 1.5, the under -140. I imagine, given what you're throwing down, you think under 1.5 scores for the Texans.
Yeah, I mean, you basically leave yourself a little room. There's a little fat there that maybe one sneaks through. And again, even if you were to concede a points number higher than our sort of current tolerance level here, you can get to 19 with a bunch of field goals, right? It's not necessarily touchdowns, and it's just really unfathomable at this point, the way the Patriots are playing and the way that Texans offense has played for the previous 2 weeks, how they get to the second score. So yeah, I feel like it's a really safe bet here to go ahead and go with the under 1.5. Stick him at 1. Give the 1 for the fluke to be out there, but it's a hot Patriots defense going against a struggling rookie quarterback. One portion there that I found was really interesting is this is an offense that in the previous 2 weeks has netted out for like less than 300 total yards. It's like 100 one week and then 190 the next. So, I mean, they're trying to tell you who they are. We might as well listen.
Matt Chatham, middle name, under. Off the clock. Thanks, bud.